Hello, welcome in our second episode of finding a new educational system that suits FES. I am just asking myself first, why do we need an education system? Why I'm calling for a new philosophy should be adopted by countries for education. Why do I focus on education? I do believe that no country in the world can reach the zenith of success and notch up progress or advancement unless it has clear educational systems that can help each person to find the active kind of education that suits his own potentials and later on helping him to find a good job. So the best educational system is that which can help students to find the kind of education that helps them channel his own potentials to be invested later by the society itself. And when we look at the educational systems everywhere in the world, we think time now has become apt to pause and to contemplate that all the educational systems everywhere come into novel. Mammoth amounts of money are freighted away on education, and about along the line of aimless are standing needing for a job. And also, now each country has a sense that its heritage, culture, and its entity is at stake of the others. We have a sense of fear of nothing. So I think through education, we can get rid of all of these gaps. Firstly, I'll try to speak about what kinds of schools needed for FES region. Before the university phase, we need elementary, middle stage, and high school stage. Let me first talk about elementary stage and what kind of education needed for this region. First, this stage should be consisting of 5 years, and through these years it can be applied across the country. So the elementary stage or the 5-year in primary stage can be applied across the country. It can be applied everywhere in the country, in all regions. And the benefit behind applying this stage is to help all the students or the nationals to acquire the national identity. It helps everyone to be more familiar with his country, its culture, its legacy, its language, and everything related to it. This is one of the best benefits for elementary stage. Also, through this stage, the students can know the basics for literacy, numeracy, foreign languages, computers, sports, arts, and specialized crafts. And the role of the government or the Minister of Education will be just to plant the seeds of intelligence, the seeds of talents, and try hard to nurture it and to channel students or these little kids after ending with this stage into the proper kind of education that suits their talents later in the middle stage. So briefly, in elementary stage, which will last for 5 years, just syllabuses will be focusing on national identity and helping the students to nurture their talents in literacy, numeracy, foreign languages, sports, crafts, specialized crafts, and sports. When students or kids end the elementary stage at the age of 11, they will be qualified to go to specialized kind of schools. There will be schools for sports, and it will just accommodate those who are talented in different sports. There will be schools for arts, and it will only accommodate all those who are talented in arts. There will be schools for science. It will be only accommodating those who are talented in sciences, and later they can feed different fields like nanotechnology, medicine, genetic engineering, and the other modern sciences. There will be schools for math, and this will feed later, will accommodate only the talented in math, mathematics, and it will later feed the sciences like energy, smart weapons, and so on. Also, there will be schools, specialized schools for those who are talented only in computers. And now the question is, how many years this middle stage will continue? It will continue for 4 years, and the students will end it when they are 15. So students can step to high school when they are after 15, in the age of 16, and the high school will be only for specialized majors. In the same majors students were accommodated in the middle school. And the question is, how can we invest all of this, and how can we find different funds, and how can we finance this kind of education? First, for the elementary schools, the government will be responsible for funding that, and there will be also different kind of channels that finance education in this age, but this will be clarified later on. For the middle stage, that will continue for 4 years, and it just address a specialized kind of learning. This, the Minister of Education will be just act as a partner with many different institutions, the private sector, through tenders, just to invest these people and to invest in the people who are talented in sports, and to invest in the people who are talented in arts and or science or math or computer, through the industry or the factories or the business people, internationally and locally. And in the third part of this attempt, I'll try to clarify how can we invest all of these people, and how can we fund all the middle stages, and how can we help the students to find their own kind of education, and how can we minimize the costs paid by the government for this stage. Thank you.